Is one of their friends, Chris Morales, who grew up in Los Angeles radio, learning from his dad, the legendary Mucho Morales. And he currently serves as content leadership for Good Karma Brands at ESPN LA and is heard every day in 710 ESPN as the station's imaging voice. Please welcome Chris Morales.
Good morning. So first off, congratulations, Pepe. You make us smile, you bring us so much joy every day, it seems like, because we have a lot of drops of you that we just play over and over. You're truly a legend and one of our dearest friends. One more round of applause for Pepe. 30 years ago, seems like a long time, not that long from some of the stories we've heard today, John and Steve began doing a sports radio show at the Blowtorch, Extra Sports 690. I was 10 years old then, and I used to listen to 690, not because it was a sports station. I didn't really care that much about sports then. Because it was a great radio station. It was so entertaining. It was so amazing to hear all of it. The presentation, the imaging, it was bigger than life. And that's what John and Steve began. And they became bigger than life to Southern California sports radio. Later in the 90s, they would do one of the first ever sports radio simulcast on television. They never get enough credit for that. On Fox Sports West. Their producer, David Singer, would dress up like the Happy Star?
Yeah.
Because Carl's Jr. was their sponsor. And I remember watching that before school, and it was entertaining, it was fun. I was like, who are these guys? They have so much fun doing radio. And my background was music radio with my father. But it just seemed like, damn, maybe one day I should get into sports radio because it was so fun. In 2004, they landed at ESPN Los Angeles. And 20 years later, I'm proud to say, thank God you came to ESPN LA. And you saved a radio station that was never going to get off the ground. And 20 years later, you are still the kings of LA sports radio. When you're mentioned not only as one of the best sports radio duos in the country ever, but in rarefied air as one of the best duos in LA radio with Mark and Brian, John and Ken and Bob going way back to the old KBC days. You're not only Hall of Famers, guys, you're legends. And we don't make it without Mason and Ireland. So after 20 years with us, I hope you guys got another 20 years. And it is an honor and a privilege to welcome the newest Hall of Famers, Steve Mason and John Ireland.
All right, so Ireland says he doesn't want to talk, so I've been designated as the speaker this morning. John has great humility. I have less, so I enjoy awards, and I'm excited about this one. We've been together 30 years. I'm going to tell you about each of those years right now. No, we've had an unbelievable run, and it's humbling to be in the company of all these people who are in the Southern California Sports Broadcasters Hall of Fame. I mean, for me, I grew up in Toledo, Ohio. To be standing here is just is crazy to me, and I don't think I would be if I hadn't met John Ireland. We started out 30 years ago. I was trying to get fired from the mighty 690. I was doing everything I could. I wanted to get out of my contract, and I met John Ireland, and all of a sudden we clicked. Chemistry is really rare, and I think we had it right from the jump. It was incredible chemistry, and that's why we've survived this long. I want to thank a couple of my mentors, the great Tom Snyder, who I worked with for a few years, and also Jim Lampley, who was great to me, and I learned so much from those guys. I think you would recognize Chick Hearn and some of the other legends here in Los Angeles broadcast history. It's luck, a lot of it. I mean, to survive 20 years at a radio station, to survive 30 years is incredible. I want to thank all the people that we work with now. Our producer and manager of audio operations at ESPN, Greg Bergman, Chris Morales, who's fantastic, Tommy Lamb, who is our boss as well. The place we work at now is as much fun as I've ever had in radio. Shouting out Travis Rogers, Alan Sliwa, Scott Kaplan, and George Sedano. We have a blast together. And we appreciate you being out there every day. We appreciate all the listeners who've made us successful over the years. And this is a tremendous honor, and we thank you very, very much.